So the Cougars, sorry there, Mike. I'm just going to mention that the Cougars are going to assess the penalty against Forest City. Yeah, so they'll replay first down, and it's going to be 1st and 15 now.
1st and 15, and Michael, penalties really dictating the play on both sides here in this first quarter.
Yeah, no doubt. They've really played a big factor so far. Still 2:43 and counting to go in the first quarter, and we've had a handful of penalties. We'll see if this game cleans up a bit as it goes on.
Sedan with a pass along the right-hand side, and unable to come up with that one was Jesse Smith, who kind of stumbled and wasn't able to find his footing as he couldn't stop on that route fast enough along the near side. So he was fairly wide open. Just misjudged the direction of that football. So 2nd and 15 now for Forest City.
A nice job there by the defensive back for the Cougars, Josh Wright, using that sideline to his advantage. That's what you want to do as a defensive back. That's almost like having an extra defender with you. You want to get between the quarterback and the receiver so that you can pinch him off to the sidelines and use the sidelines to your advantage to try and use it as an extra defender, as I mentioned. And that's exactly what Josh Wright was doing there. He had good position, and the pass falls incomplete.
Sedan with a snap and a pass along the far side. It is completed. Now finding some room going up the middle, but not enough for first down yardage. Forest City again will have a 3rd down situation coming up with now under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter.
So far, Forest City looks like they're trying to get the ball into the hands of Jimmy Wiebe, number 2. It looks like he might be one of their feature players on offense. He's not very big, only listed at 150, but I imagine he's got some shiftiness to him. But a good job there from the Cougars defense, covering up that almost a bit of a slot screen and making the tackle and only allowing the gain of 5 yards. Of course, it was 2nd and 15, so they forced the 3rd down situation and potentially some good field position here for the Cougars after this punt. Of course, got to keep an eye on number 25, Graham Smith again.
He is back to take this punt. And now with the football along the far side, he's got some room to run. Here's another impressive run on special teams off a punt return, and finally smoked out of bounds along the far side by the Cougars bench. But another very impressive punt return for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. And again, good field position around the 40-yard line for Forest City.
It was hard to get a number on that one. That time they kick away from Graham Smith, and whoever the return man was on that one made a nice move to get outside, but as you mentioned, got absolutely drilled right along the Cougars sideline. And,
I believe it might have been Josh Wright, but whoever it was, as you mentioned, Michael, got some good room and used the speed to his advantage to get out of some trouble with defenders.
And a nice field position here for the Cougars at the Forest City 35.
And a successful running play up the middle once again. Good yardage here for the Cougars on 1st and 10. Under a minute to go in this first quarter. Cougars looking for even more, up by 10-0 for the Homesiders.
That's the first nice big hole that we've seen from the offensive line for the running back to run through. Pretty much you could have driven a bus through that one off between the guard and tackle on that right side. A pickup of 9 on first down. So you've got to be happy to see that finally. The Cougars had struggled to run the ball up to this point.
Perhaps another running play. No, back. Welton looking to pass, and now he takes it himself. Looking to get first down yardage. Do believe he has enough for a first down, which could be the final play of this first quarter.
So a nice job there for the Cougars. As we mentioned, Zach Welton's got some athleticism. He shows it there. I don't know if it was ever designed really to be a pass. Maybe just a chance to give Zach Welton the ball and use his athleticism, run it up that right side. and pick up a handful of yards and an easy first down for the Cougars. It was only 2nd and 1, so a nice job from the Cougars there to keep the ball moving.
And one final play in this first quarter, a handoff up the middle. Again, positive yardage for the Cougars, and they will end the first quarter in very good field position. 2nd down and mid-level yardage coming up to begin the second quarter, and the Cougars looking pretty here, up 10-0 on the Forest City Thunderbirds, and they used a lot of different weapons to build this 10-0 lead. You got to give credit to special teams in a big way.
And no doubt, Graham Smith, the highlight so far of this one, and of course the big field goal from Clark Green as well. But the Cougars now, they've one of their strongest points of this team was at wide receiver, because if Forest City is able to stop the run, then you're forced to put the ball up in the air to maybe a position that's not as strong as you'd like it to be.
Mike Renier, Mike James in the broadcast booth here for TV Coach Chatham-Kent Cougars home opener. Looking to even up the record at 1-1. Another running play up the middle and minimal yardage. Actually, that was a bit of a trickery there.
Yeah, Zach Walton held on to the ball and took it outside.
Pardon me, I thought that was Mitch Raid who got that handoff from the quarterback, but good job by Welton.
Yeah, nice.
Fooling the defense and fooling this guy up here.
Yeah, nice job there. Welton, fake handoff and sells it well. Takes out to the left side. Takes it around the outside corner, around the tackle, and some positive yardage. Now, I don't know where the yardsticks are going here.
So they scored a touchdown.
Oh, did they got?
Yeah.
Well, apparently we're just getting word that actually got into the end zone. Well,
greatest call in football history right here.
Who's got pie on their face now? It was Zach Welton that scored that touchdown.
It's a number.
Number 10, Zach Welton. It was the angle.
So 16, soon to be hopefully 17-0 for the Chatham-Kent Cougars, as that one goes right onto the track here. The Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex, fooling everybody.
Wow.
In for 7 points. And this one, a very handsome lead now, 17. Zipperoo.
Outstanding. Really, I don't think the Cougars could have asked for a better start here. So early on into the second quarter, they've already got 17 points on the board. Last week, one of the problems that they did have was holding on to the football. They fumbled the ball twice inside the 20-yard line of Kitchener-Waterloo. So that was obviously costly for them last week. I know Sel Jordan said he wasn't real happy with the effort that he got from his team, especially in the opening game of the season. You'd like to see a little better effort, I guess, if you will. And obviously Sel Jordan got his message across this week.
Well, hey, they saved a pretty good effort in front of their home crowd here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex for the home opener. 15.5 minutes into this football game, up by 17 points as the Cougars now will kick it away to the Thunderbirds. It's Clark Green back to kick it. And the kick is up. It is a good one. Deep into Thunderbird territory. And now here comes Forest City as they get up to around the 30-yard line and finally taken down around the 32, and that's where Forest City will begin. And the Cougar defense back to work.
I almost thought that looked to be close to an offside, but no flag came out there. So that it looked to be close, but no flag. So I don't know if the Cougars got away with one or not, but it looked to be real tight. And now we have an injury for Forest City. It's Marlon Brown taking a knee, running back.
Up under his own power for a couple of steps anyway. Now the training staff out to look at Brown. Now it looks like Cameron Willoughby will be his replacement, marching in from the sidelines. And Brown gingerly back to the sideline here. 14-17 to go in the first half. 17-0. The Cougars leading the Forest City Thunderbirds. Good job by the offense, but you got to give credit to the defense too. They're not giving the offense for Forest City really any kind of positive vibe here.
No, Forest City hasn't really been able to show any explosiveness yet on offense. So we'll wait to see if maybe they've got a diamond in the rough here. But at this point, as you mentioned, Mike, the Cougars have really done a good job of containing the offense of Forest City. They really haven't been able to get anything going, aside from really that first drive that they had in the first quarter when they completed a pass for about 10 yards and a first down. Other than that, we really haven't seen much, so a lot of credit goes to this Cougars defense. The defensive line has done a really good job, actually, getting pressure on that on the quarterback for Forest City so far, and I'm sure that's had a lot to do with the fact that Forest City has struggled.
So from about the 31, Thunderbirds take over in their own end. And now some movement before the snap. We'll see who moved first and who gets penalized.
That was big 99 there, Jordan Deneau. We'll see if Forest City drew him off if they move first. No, it's against the Cougars here offside, so. But really, the best thing that Deneau did was make contact with one of those defensive linemen. Aside from, you know, the one thing you don't want to do is give Forest City a free play. As soon as he makes contact, they stop the play, blow the whistle. If he stops and then tries to get back into position, then it's really a free play for Forest City. So, well, it's a 5-yard penalty, and you don't want to see that. It's actually better they did that than got back onside.
Now pitching it off the left-hand side. Running back Cameron Willoughby was shut down by the Cougars defense, unable to get to that first down yardage. A good read by the Cougars defense.
Nice job there by Josh Schuren, scraping down the line, the linebacker, getting outside, making the tackle, and then also Tristan Robinet, the defensive back on that side, coming up and helping to clean that up. But that's what you like to see with your linebackers, scrape down the line, get there and make contact with the running back before he can get around the corner and bring him down. A nice job by Schuren.
2nd down and 6 for the Forest City Thunderbirds, looking to get something going offensively towards their first points. And now unable to find any kind of daylight, and all kind of Cougar defensive players on his back. You see Sainin brought down, so a great job by the Cougars defense. 3rd down and long, and another punt.
Well, we mentioned the wide receivers were a strong point for the Cougars. Defensive line also a strong point. We've mentioned Jordan Deneau's name a couple times. That time Deneau getting some pressure. Also Matt Wilder getting some pressure there. Big number 54 before, Connor Martin was up there getting some pressure. Number 50 before 54 came up. Matt Wilder to clean that up. But some nice pressure there from the defensive line all game so far, really, with 12:40 to go in the second quarter and counting. The defensive line has really been able to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback for Forest City.
And pretty sure there's going to be good field position here for the Chatham-Kent Cougars as they receive the ball at their own 45. For the Cougars, that is Josh Wright, still on his feet. And finally brought down in Thunderbird territory. That's around the 43-yard line, so a good run back for the Cougars.
And Josh
Wright, yeah.
He took a lick right at the end of that run. It was a nice job. He started out to this right side on the short side, saw that there wasn't much room there, reversed his footing, and got to the wide side of the field, and both players went down.
Training staff having a look at Wright. As you mentioned, he got a walloping along that far side, but he is getting up under his own power. Looks like he's going to be okay. Maybe just a little bit of wind knocking him out.
And it looks to be from here, it's tough to see, but it almost looks like it's the quarterback for Forest City that's down. We'll have to wait till he gets up to get a better look at that number. I'd be a little surprised if he was out there on coverage.
A couple of winded players on that last play. And it looks like the Thunderbirds player got the worst of it for sure. Still trying to see who that is along the far side. 17-0. The Chatham-Kent Cougars leading the Forest City Thunderbirds. 12:16 to go in the first half, which has been a very successful first half for the Cougars. Now, big 2nd down here for Forest City. It is a running play and not being tricked at all. to around the 30-yard line of the Cougars. Now picking it up, hitting off to the left-hand side, getting a little bit of open room to run. Still on his feet, heading down the sideline. Good job for the Cougars, and like Blaine Bayshard got the job done that time.
And he did get the job done. A nice carry there from Blaine Bayshard.